Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, a little bit under the weather, but hey, I said let's produce this show. I still have a lot of thoughts and things on my mind to discuss, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, on this channel, for the longest time, I've been saying that this whole GOAT debate is manufactured. I believe that it was a debate that was made up of a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I believe that these guys took a fringe opinion and popularized it. The fringe opinion was somehow, some way, LeBron James was on the level of Michael Jordan. And when you go through history, you're like, how did we arrive here? 2011, he collapsed in the finals. So I don't even think anybody had him top 10. 2012, he won his first championship. I don't know how he would even be top 10, or probably if you want to. He won a second championship. Then he got blown out in the finals by a record margin. Some years went by. Then in 2016, he won that championship against the Warriors. And all of a sudden, LeBron went from being like a top 10 player. All of a sudden, he's next to Michael Jordan. He passed Tim Duncan. He passed Larry Bird. He passed Magic Johnson. He passed Kobe Bryant. He passed Shaq. He passed everybody. And from that moment on, there has been this push by LeBron's cronies in media to try to make it seem like this is a real thing. You've had personalities like Shannon Sharpe, Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd, Kendrick Perkins, and so many journalists and writers for some of these sports publications like ESPN, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, all putting out these similar lists. And I said to you guys that this is not a clean game. It's not a clean game. And that a lot of people that you see in media espousing these views, a lot of them are being paid to do so. We've already done the show where Shannon Sharpe was accused on live television of being paid under the table to say LeBron is a GOAT. This is on Undisputed by Joy Taylor and Steven Jackson. They laughed it off like it's no big deal, right? But I've said that these LeBron media guys have really tried to put a chokehold on the media to get them to feel like this guy is somehow to go. So yesterday, during a roundtable on ESPN First Take featuring Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, I'm not sure if Brian Windhorst was there, they were discussing this very issue. And as they were talking about it, Michael Wilbon gave his speech. And then he said, I can think of nothing negative to say about LeBron James. There's nothing negative to say. So after he finished speaking, Kendrick Perkins spoke. And then Stephen A. Smith started off with, I can think of a lot of things to say. And then he went on to expose how the Klutch sports machine has been pressuring journalists and analysts for years to say LeBron James is the GOAT. But before we even get into his comments, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do is I want to play exactly what Stephen A. Smith had to say here, and then I want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
I can find plenty of negative things to say about LeBron James. Without hesitation. I won't, but I could. Let me stick to basketball and tell you this. He's on a Mount Rushmore. He's one of the greatest players to have ever lived. I have him number 2 all time. But I appreciated and respected your take, Will Bond, on Get Up earlier when you talked about Kobe needing to be in that conversation, Kareem needing to be in that conversation. I got no issues with that. But to me, LeBron James is number 2 all time. The thing that we have to understand that's important about this conversation is when we debate the GOAT, the negativity of it comes from LeBron and his camp, nobody else. When we say he's number 2 all time, we're appreciating the fact that of the thousands upon thousands of players that have played in the NBA since 1950 rather, okay? LeBron James, there's only one player we look at and we say definitively we think was better. And that was Michael Jordan. What did I say to Rich Paul one day? You act like that's an insult. Rich Paul's response, it is an insult. Because that is how they have acted when it comes to the GOAT conversation. And that's why a guy like Mike Wilbon has been on the number 1 show in sports television for the last 25 years. Congratulations to you and my man, Tony Kornheiser. We're number 1 in the mornings. They're number 1, period. They're number 1, period. We know our place. Here's the deal. Mike Wilbon has said this publicly. We're not some PR machine for you. Didn't you say that about LeBron and his kid? You said we ain't some PR. You know, we gonna watch what we watch, and we come to one. Even in saying that he's the greatest you've ever seen, Kendrick Perkins, you have said, ain't no damn PR machine. I'll say what I mean and mean what I say. Mm-hmm. So you just happen to feel that he's the greatest, but you were recognizing the fact that they were trying to compel people to say he was the greatest. Michael Jordan didn't say that about himself. Kobe Bryant didn't say that about himself. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't say that about himself. Bill Russell didn't say that about himself. Tim Duncan didn't say that about himself. Nobody said that. Nobody but him and his camp. Steph Curry hasn't said that about himself. Steph Curry has never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Ray Allen never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Reggie Miller never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Allen Houston never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Nobody called themselves the greatest in anything but that man and his camp. And then when we refute it in any way, people like myself and Mike Wilbon and others, when we walk the streets, we're haters. So the debate and the vitriol and all of that stuff comes directly from them. And as it pertains to David Falk, let me say this one last thing. Who is David Falk? Let's remind the world of who he is. When we have a GOAT conversation, America, do you realize that David Falk is in the conversation as the GOAT of agents in history?
Yeah. So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. What are my thoughts about this? I told you. I also believe that these lot of personalities, whatever you want to call them, are by far the most dishonest set of people we've seen in sports media probably ever. Because what they do is they go out there and they grift and they say anything that they feel will gain them traction with younger fans. And if it means that they have to lie and try to make like as if this debate is a real thing, they'll do it. Now, the part that kills me is that some of them have money. So I'm like, why are you up here twerking? Like, go sit down. Now, I can understand if you don't have any money and you're looking for a way to grift to make your way to the top, fine. Make a dollar, make a buck or two. But if you're established, why are you up here twerking? Why are you saying things you don't believe? So many players that used to have one opinion now all of a sudden have a different opinion. I'm like, yo, what happened? What happened to you dudes? I've said that these guys are the most sensitive set of NBA fans in the world. And for you to go to the extent of pressuring journalists and media members to say that LeBron is the GOAT or somehow he's on Michael Jordan's level, that speaks to a certain level of insecurity, personally. And if you have to do all of that, you know your guy's not the GOAT. Why? If he were the GOAT, it would be apparent. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. For LeBron to be put next to Jordan, the one person that had to be removed from the equation was Kobe Bryant. For LeBron to be put next to Michael Jordan, the one guy that needed to be out of the picture was Kobe. Because everybody knows, and everybody knew, that the closest thing we had ever seen to a Michael Jordan was Kobe Bryant. The closest. So if we all acknowledge, or the vast majority of us acknowledge that this guy is the greatest player of all time, how is it possible that somebody else is better than him? How? They needed to move Kobe out of the way. So what you started seeing were these campaigns to disrespect Kobe. People that used to have Kobe Bryant in their top 2, all of a sudden they number 9. Shannon Sharp. All of these people that used to rank Kobe so high, now all of a sudden Kobe this. Now I got to give it props to some other, NBA players that still hold it down, like Matt Barnes, like Steven Jackson, But they knew they had to move Kobe out of the way. They knew that because back in 2010, that's really when this GOAT debate started between Kobe and Jordan. It was on the internet. And shout out to Too Raw for TV for pointing this out. After Kobe had won his 5th championship. And you're telling me in the span of 6 years, LeBron, who had 0 championships, all of a sudden now is ahead of Kobe? No. They had to move him out of the way. So what they did was they littered ESPN and all these other sports companies with LeBron guys. LeBron even said it, that I have a lot of control of ESPN, referring to Richard Jefferson. So ESPN became a propaganda machine for this debate. Knowing damn well it wasn't a real debate, but they did it because they knew it would generate views and clicks. Why? Because LeBron was the face of the NBA. So they found a way to compare him to Jordan. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. Whenever you point out these things, LeBron fans say, why don't you let the GOAT debate go? Why are you still talking about it? Who brings it up more than you guys? Who's the one contesting that it's a debate? Is it not you? Do you think Michael Jordan fans are going up to LeBron fans saying, hey, I think it's a debate? No, they're not. It's you guys. It's you guys that won't let it go. It's your favorite player that won't let it go. It's his pundits, his zealots, his cronies that won't let it go. They're always trying to bring it up. It's not us. It's you guys at every turn. You guys bring it up. Like when they won that in-season banner. Oh, now he's like, it's you guys. It's you guys. But then the moment, people shoot down some of their viewpoints. Oh my God, you need to let it go. LeBron fans are the worst, bro. I done told y'all this. They the worst. Not all of them. The vast majority of them are the worst. The worst of the worst. It's a crazy fan base. They go into all kind of zesty things and they're weird. These guys, a lot of them are. They're on a different level with it. But you heard what Stephen A. Smith said. Klutch has been pressuring media members for years, and we all know it. We all know that this thing is fabricated, and LeBron fans know it too. They know in their hearts that this is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. They know that. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.